Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the latest and greatest in the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm excited to share my thoughts and opinions with you today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, and we're going to start with a thrilling matchup from the college football scene. Last night, the Clemson Tigers pulled off a stunning 2019 victory over the number 19 Louisville Cardinals. This game was a real nail-biter, folks, with both teams giving it their all on the field. The Tigers' running back, Adam Randall, was a standout player, rushing for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. But what really made the difference in this game was the Tigers' ability to capitalize on Louisville's mistakes. The Cardinals had a whopping 10 penalties for 98 yards, which ultimately cost them the game. And let's not forget the botched punt snap that gave the Tigers the ball at the Cardinals' 23-yard line with just 2:09 left to play. It was a costly mistake that sealed the deal for Clemson. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Howard, this game was a real snooze fest. But trust me, folks, it was anything but. The tension was palpable as the Tigers tried to hold on to their lead, and the Cardinals fought tooth and nail to come back. In the end, it was Clemson's defense that came out on top, holding off Louisville's last-ditch effort to win the game. This victory is a big deal for the Tigers, who are now one step closer to becoming bowl eligible. And as for the Cardinals, well, let's just say they've got some soul-searching to do after this tough loss. We'll be keeping an eye on both of these teams as the season progresses, that's for sure. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're diving into the world of sports, specifically the NFL, where some thrilling matchups are on the horizon. The Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams are set to clash in what promises to be an intense battle for NFC supremacy. Both teams have been performing exceptionally well, with the Rams boasting a strong defense that has a +7 turnover margin, and the Seahawks showcasing their prowess with a 3rd-ranked scoring offense and 5th-ranked defense. Quarterback play will undoubtedly be a key factor in this game, with Seattle's Sam Darnold and the Rams' Matthew Stafford ranking high in quarterback ratings. Darnold has been sacked only 10 times, while Stafford has been taken down 14 times, indicating that both teams have done a good job of protecting their quarterbacks. When it comes to trends, the Seahawks have covered the last 2 meetings in Los Angeles and are undefeated on the road this season under coach Mike Macdonald. However, the Rams have an 8-2 record against the spread in their last 10 meetings with the Seahawks. In other NFL news, the Kansas City Chiefs are looking to bounce back against the Denver Broncos, who have won 2 of their last 3 meetings. Patrick Mahomes is back in top form, but the Broncos' defense has been stellar, with a league-leading 46 sacks. Lastly, the Detroit Lions are gearing up for a must-win game against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Lions have a strong running game with Jahmyr Gibbs, while the Eagles have been nearly mistake-free, with only 4 turnovers this season. These matchups are sure to deliver some exciting football, and we'll be keeping a close eye on the outcomes. Speaking of intriguing NFL stories, welcome back to the show, everyone. As we dive into the closing segment of today's Howard's Opinion, we've been exploring various narratives in the sports world, and now, it's time to dissect a particularly captivating tale from the Chicago Bears' camp. It appears that the Bears were quite aggressive during the trade deadline, attempting to bolster their roster with significant talent. According to Adam Schefter of ESPN, they reached out to the Cleveland Browns with interest in none other than 4-time All-Pro edge rusher Myles Garrett. This move, had it been successful, would have undoubtedly signaled a serious push by the Bears to make a deep playoff run this season. Now, let's analyze this situation. The fact that the Browns weren't willing to part with Garrett isn't entirely surprising, given his status as arguably one of the best players in the league. However, it does raise questions about the Browns' long-term strategy and whether they see themselves as contenders in the near future. For the Bears, this attempted trade showcases their ambition under second-year quarterback Caleb Williams and first-year head coach Ben Johnson. It's a team clearly on the rise, with a mix of young talent and veteran presence that could make them formidable opponents in the coming years. The question on everyone's mind now is, could the Bears eventually land Myles Garrett? While it seems unlikely in the immediate future, given the Browns' reluctance to trade him, stranger things have happened in the NFL. If the Browns continue to struggle, they might reassess their roster and consider moving key players for draft picks or other assets. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that the NFL landscape is always evolving, with teams constantly looking for ways to improve and make a push for the championship. The Bears' attempt to trade for Myles Garrett may not have been successful this time around, but it sends a strong message about their intentions and sets the stage for what could be an exciting future in Chicago. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, keep your head in the game.